Ordinal utility approach or indifference curve analysis. You have already studied the utility approach, which was based on the assumption that utility is measurable numerically, like 1 utils, 2 utils, 3 utils, like that. And this is called the cardinal approach. So that this type of measurement is called the cardinal approach. By measuring in utils, 1 utils, 2 utils, 3 utils, this type of measurement is called the cardinal utility approach. So this everything may be criticized by some person, you know that. So this utility measurement of as 1, 2, 3 was criticized by Professor J.R. Hicks, and he criticized the utility approach as unrealistic because satisfaction or utility is subjective phenomenon, and so it can never be measured precisely. So it's an habitual process, or it's an willingness, or it's a habit, so it can't be measured. Like that he has argued, and he therefore presented an alternative technique known as indifference curve approach. So in this approach he had told that it's also called ordinal utility approach. This method was also known as ordinal utility approach. So it is based on the assumption that every consumer has a scale of preference in the form of assigning ranks. So like first, second, third rank, two different combinations of two goods called a bundle, and can tell which bundle he likes most. So that is bundle of satisfaction. So it differs from different higher level of satisfaction. He gets higher level of bundle of a return. So he have to sacrifice one for the other. So it's just on the basis of rank. So he has just told that for higher level of satisfaction leads to higher level of ranking. So that is known as this first, second and third rank. So before we proceed, discuss the consumer's equilibrium through indifference curve approach, and let us understand some useful concept related to this indifference curve. And next is meaning of indifference curve. When a consumer consumes various goods and services, then there are some combination bundles which give him same satisfaction. The graphical presentation of such combination is termed as indifference curve. And this I had told you, a consumer may be giving up one variety of commodity for other, or he will be sacrificing one amount to the other. So that is known as what a indifference curve. So in this various combination can be made, and higher level of satisfaction gives higher and higher level of preference. So an indifference curve is a curve that shows all combination or bundles of two commodities which give equal satisfaction. That is, bundles of two commodities has been depicted in a curve, and it will be defined as higher and higher order, and this bundles of two commodities have been in such a way that it will be in a profitable situation for the consumer for affording it, or satisfaction may be attained at both equal levels. So in 14.4 shows an indifference curve showing all the combinations of good. Suppose you think that it's stated as milk and butter. So it gives equal satisfaction to the consumer. So in such a way the table shows different combinations of these commodities as A, B, C, D. So you can see, so in good X, its consumption unit is 1, 2, 3, 4, and good Y it's 8, 4, 2, 1, and marginal rate of substitution means 1 one has been consumed by forgiving the other. So as you know that the previous consumption is not mentioned. So the first row becomes undefined. So second row we can define it as subtracting the x column is to be written in change in x form and y column is to be written in change in y form. So by subtracting 2 minus 1 it will be getting 1x, and subtracting 8 minus 4 it will be getting 4y, and here 3 units he is consuming as x. So subtracting these two we will be getting 2y, subtracting these two we will be getting, subtracting these two we will be getting 2y, subtracting these two we will be getting 1x. So here these two subtraction will be got as 1 and this also 1. Hope you understood this concept. So this is nothing much to be said, that it is just one unit has been sacrificed, or for attaining each and every successive units we are sacrificing the other. We will be defining it with the help of a diagram that we are going to see here, and let's see. So here combination of A, B and C, D are of goods x and y, where 1x plus 8y is for A combination, and it is shown in the graph. So you can see here. So here 1x plus 8y is, that is 1 unit of x and 8 unit of y. You can see the graph, and by adjoining these two you will be getting point A. So likewise the B part you can see that 4 unit of y, that is in y axis, and 2 unit of x in x axis. So here you can see 3 unit of x in x axis and 2 units of y in y axis, and here another 4x means 4 units of x in x axis and 1 unit of y in y axis. So these have been marked as A, B, C and D. So you can see give the consumer this level of 4 levels give consumer an equal satisfaction. In other words, consumer is indifferent between these combination of goods x and y. When these combinations are represented graphically, we get an indifference curve. This topic that we are going to see is monotonic preference. Consumers' preference are called monotonic if and only if between two bundles consumer prefers the bundle which has more of at least one of the good and no less than the other of the good as compared to other bundles. For example, between the bundles 2x plus 2y. So it's the same. That is 2 unit of x is good x is consumed and 2 unit of good y is consumed. Next 1x plus 2y. So it's not a monotonic. So 2x plus 1y. So it's also not monotonic, and 1x plus 1y is also not monotonic. So the consumer will prefer bundles 2x plus 2y to all the 3 bundles if his preference are monotonic, means both are same in position. So next we can see the indifference map. An indifference map is a collection of indifference curves that represent a different level of satisfaction. Higher indifference curve represents higher level of satisfaction because higher indifference curve represents more quantities of both the goods or same quantity of one good and more quantity of the other good. So here the curve shows higher level of satisfaction at IC3. Hope you understood. So an indifference map containing 3 indifference curves IC1, IC2, IC3. You can see here it's drawn in 14.3. So it's an indifference map. So all the bundles on IC2 gives more satisfaction. So IC2 gives more satisfaction to the consumer in comparison to IC1. So it's higher than IC1, so it gives more level of satisfaction, that is IC2. So similarly, the bundles of IC3 give more satisfaction to the consumer than IC1 and IC2. So IC3 is above these two, so it gives more level of satisfaction. So it's this is result of a monotonic preference. So it's known as what? Monotonic preference. So next is it's a result of monotonic preference. Next is budget line. So what is budget line? A budget line graphically represents all possible combinations of two goods which a consumer can buy at his entire income. So that is known as what? A budget line. So consumer can buy with his entire level income at the prevailing market price. So what and all he can buy with the prevailing income as per the market price, that is known as budget line. So anywhere on the budget line, consumer is spending his entire income either on single or both goods. Suppose the consumer wants to buy good X and good Y. Price of each unit of X is P and that of Y is P2. So P1 and P2 for example. So good X he spends P1 price 1 and good 2 he spends, that is good Y he spends P2. So then accordingly the expenditure on X will be equal to P1X and same on Y will be equal to P2Y. So total expenditure on good X and Y will be P1X plus P2X. So let the money required to buy these goods is denoted as M. So we can write that as P1X plus P2Y equal to M, and this is called the equation for budget line. So this can be shown in the figure 14.4. So you can see the figure. You can see in the figure 14.4, you can see AB is the budget line and point A here, A is the point which shows full amount of, that is located by dividing the entire income over the quantity of good only. So he is dividing his income for only consumption of good A alone. He will not consume good X. But similarly, point B is located by dividing the entire income over the good X only. So in this B point, you can see he is only consuming good quantity, a good quantity of good Y alone. So he is not consuming X. So it's in the 0 point. So he is only consuming the good X. At any point on the line AB other than A and B, the consumer can buy certain combination of X and Y by using her income. So he or she can give his income in different combinations given here for the buying the quantities at different points. You can see a budget line changes when either the prices of goods or income of the consumer or both changes. So a budget line always depends upon the price of the commodity or income of the consumer. So on the basis of income of the consumer or price, he will demand for the particular commodity. So sometimes he may be demanding good Y or sometimes he may be demanding good X. So it may be of different combinations. A consumer, a budget line is always is negatively sloped because to buy more units of goods, consumer must buy less units of the other good as consumer income is fixed. So it's always negatively sloping downwards. So budget set is the set of all possible combination of two goods which a consumer can afford given his income and market price of the two goods. So a budget set includes all bundles of two goods which consumer can afford even if her entire income is not spent. So that is known as budget set. Marginal rate of substitution is the next topic. We have learned how to derive the IC. So this is the indifference curve. In this session, we are going to deal with MRS XY because that is marginal rate of substitution of X good and Y, because the shape of IC is governed by this. So what do you understand by this? The principle of diminishing marginal rate of substitution of for X for Y is the quantity of goods that the consumer is willing to sacrifice declines when he tries to get one more additional unit of good X. So that is the principle. We can easily understand this principle with the help of the popular graph. To begin with, the consumer has the combination A plotted in the graph. It contains 12 units of good Y and 1 unit of good X. He wants to get one additional unit of good X. Only by offering what he has with him, he gets the other. He has 12 units of good X, good Y. He gives 4 units of it and gets 1 unit of X. After the exchange, his new combination is B. It consists of 8 units of good Y and 2 units of good X. In the segment AB, the MRS XY is equal to 4. So, marginal rate of substitution, that is 4. The consumer goes for one more unit. Now he has to forgo good Y to carry out the exchange. Since the stock of good Y, it is disposable, decreases. He is not willing to offer 4 units of good Y now. He offers only 3 units. After this exchange, his new combination C contains 5 units of good Y and 3 units of good X. In the BC segment of IC, the MRS XY is equal to 3 only. So in the next situation, it diminishes from 4 to 3. The consumer decides to get one more additional unit of good X. He is willing to sacrifice only 2 units of good Y in order to acquire one additional unit of X. As the stock of good Y keeps on falling with every exchange, the consumer is very much concerned about the quantity of Y. Hence, his offer in terms of Y also keeps on falling. That is, the segment CD, the MRS XY is equal to 2. Similarly, when he goes for one more unit of good X, he is willing to part with just 1 unit of good Y. The MRS XY in the region DE is just 1. From this, what we have to understand is, as the stock of good Y decreases with every exchange, the number of units of good Y the consumer is willing to part with diminishes. Look at the IC again. As the consumer descends from A to E, the marginal rate of substitution XY diminishes as 4, 3, 2 and 1. This is popularly known as the diminishing marginal rate of substitution. So IC is converse towards the origin. Same level of satisfaction. All the combinations on the same IC yield the same level of satisfaction. So MRS is the same as slope of IC. So this is only about the marginal rate of substitution. So you can see how the good Y has been sacrificed to attain additional units of good X. So like this marginal rate of substitution. So that is for substituting the good instead of Y. So for attaining good X, some rates have been substituted of good Y to attain X. So that is this marginal rate of substitution. So as on the basis of the same marginal rate of substitution, the slope of IC is downward sloping. Consumer equilibrium in terms of indifference curve analysis that we are going to see today. So the two tools we are going to use in connection are in the indifference map and budget line. So, but the indifference map exhibits consumer scale of preference for various combinations of two goods, say X and Y. X-axis you can see good X and Y-axis you can see good Y. So it is just exhibiting the different preferences of the consumers at different levels. Consumer is indifferent among combinations within the indifference curve. So higher level of satisfaction, higher level of indifference curve, and not between combinations of two different indifference curve, as the consumer is assumed to behave rationally. He wants to reach the highest possible indifference curve. His aim is to maximize his utility. His aim is to maximize his utility, but he is constrained by his income and the prices of goods X and Y. So what happens? He can move inside the triangle AOB. So it is his budget line. Beyond that or price line, he cannot move beyond the price line. So a sensible consumer will move along the price line or budget line. So according to him, only this budget line is affordable. That alone will exhaust his income after that. Well, we shall now define consumer's equilibrium. The consumer is in equilibrium when he maximizes his utility. So at that point, consumer will not have tendency to rearrange his purchases of two goods. He will not have a tendency to reallocate his budget. To analyze the equilibrium of the consumer, we have to integrate indifference map with the price line. So we know that the consumer is going to choose any one of the combinations on the price line. So in that price line alone his satisfaction lies. As a first step, he fixes at the points common to both indifference curve and prices. They are D, F, C, G and H. Consumer decides to move from point A. He moves down and reaches point D. He examines his position. He finds he is on IC1. He believes he can go for higher level of utility. Again, he compares MPRS XY with price ratio. that is MRS XY is greater than price ratio. He substitutes goods X for good Y and moves down. Listen carefully. He substitutes X for Y. He reaches the point F. He is on IC2 now. Again he compares marginal rate of substitution of X for Y with the price ratio. MRSXY is greater than price ratio. He feels there is still scope of maximizing his utility. He moves further down. He reaches point C. Once again he compares MRSXY with the price ratio. But both are equal here. Point C is on IC3. This is the highest possible indifference curve that the consumer can reach. Hence C is the point of equilibrium. Anyway, he have to examine point G and H also. Now we shall make the consumer to move from point B to H. So he moves up to point H. Combination H is on IC1. Moreover, marginal rate of substitution of X for Y is less than price ratio. Consumer, in order to reach a higher indifference curve, he reallocates his budget and substitutes Y for X. Listen carefully. Now he substitutes Y for X. He moves to point G. This combination is on IC2. In this case, also marginal rate of substitution X for Y is less than the price ratio. He rearranges his budget and substitutes Y for X. At last, he reaches point C. It is on the point IC3. So, here MRSXY is equal to price ratio. Even if the consumer wants to move to IC4, he cannot because he lies to the right of price line. It is beyond the reach of the consumer. So IC3 is the maximum possible indifference curve. Consumer can reach with his budget and prices of two goods are given. Once again we shall recollect the equilibrium. At point of equilibrium, MRS must be equal to price ratio. Marginal rate of substitution of X for Y must be equal to price ratio. Since MRSXY is the slope of indifference curve and price ratio is equal to slope of price line. Slope of indifference curve must be equal to slope of price line. Slope of indifference curve must be equal to price line. Again, as the slope of the indifference curve is equal to the rate at which the consumer would like to exchange good X for Y, and the slope of the price line is equal to market rate of exchange, the rate at which the consumer would like to exchange X for Y must be equal to the market rate of exchange. first order condition, indifference curve must be tangible to price line. And second order condition, marginal rate of substitution of x for y must be diminishing. The indifference curve must be convex to